Good morning, everyone. Next session is the Fireside Chat, Litigation and Recovery under MSME. The pain point of the MSME, and the same will be addressed by Anandade Mishra ji, founder and managing partner of AM Legals. Mr. Mishra is a tax litigation and arbitration practicing advocate. He is advocate on record in Gujarat High Court at Ahmedabad, India. He regularly appears in the High Court of the Gujarat, Bombay High Court, and other high courts, including C-State across the India. He's having experience in the litigation arbitration advisory for almost 26 plus years in the diversified laws. He has led diverse legal assignment in various laws in last 2 decades. His focus area of practice are GST VAT under indirect tax, arbitration under domestic and international, insolvency, contract law, company law, IPR, insurance and reinsurance, M&A, and white-collar offenses. About the international exposure, he regularly appears as a counsel in the various domestic and international arbitration seated in India, Singapore, UAE, and Hong Kong and London. He has been also dealing in the international taxation in Middle East, Canada, and Singapore. By academics, he authored the book GST Law and Procedure for the Taxman. He has written hundreds of exhaustive and well-researched white papers on the various areas of the laws. He is a regular speaker at various forum, conferences, and meets on the GST arbitration, contract, IPR, IBC, data privacy. He founded AM Legals, a full-service law firm with a motto, give justice to the case in hand first, before court grants justice, and the strategy matters the most in the every litigation. So with this brief introduction, I would request Mr. Samir Chaudhary to present the memento.
Thank you, Yes, for good introduction. Good morning, friends. Respected Chairperson of the Ahmedabad branch, Anjali ma'am, and thank you, Anand sir, for joining us today. Friends, the topic of today is litigation and recovery under MSME. We know MSME, micro, small and medium enterprise, जहाँ पे 80% of the अगर मैं business बोलूँ या enterprise बोलूँ वो सब MSME हैं इंडिया में. And we अगर हम बड़ी firms की बात छोड़ दें, we chartered accountants cater many clients who are MSME and we support them in many ways. पर जब recovery की बात आती है या litigation की बात आती है, कभी कभी होता है कि we are unable to support them or guide them on that part. तो उसके लिए आज अहमदाबाद ब्रांच ने एक बहुत अच्छा सेशन रखा है, which is a panel discussion for litigation and recovery under MSME. Thank you, Anand sir, for joining us today.
Thank you.
So when you're talking about the same, so what is your view on MSME?
First of all, I'm grateful that I've been invited. I will try to whatever I can to bring value for this period, what you are all going to invest with me. See, MSME, if I will say, definitely it is the backbone of Indian economy. It is not for the sake of saying, but if you go by the statistics, you have documentary evidences in public domain that is 29 to 30% of the GDP is coming from MSME. That speaks volumes. Second thing, if you talk about the exports, which is being carried out from India, whether manufactured goods or services, it will be again, the figures are ranging from 40 to 45% at any given point of time. And this exports or the MSME sector's growth is going by, it is going in a leap and bound manner. So definitely it has a very good scope and it is also creating very good number of employment, taxation. So no part is left where MSME is not contributing. If you will say the Chandrayaan 3, you may be finding some of the parts may be manufactured or some services have been carried out by the MSME sector. So if you talk about the economy or the ecosystem of India as a whole, you cannot leave MSME apart and then you discuss about it. No business can survive unless you support or you don't get the supply or the logistic chain supply support from MSME. So MSME will always be evergreen, and more, that's why government is also coming out with various schemes from time to time. So I'm really very optimistic about MSME sector.
Great, sir, great. Sir, being a lawyer, and as you said, that MSME plays a pivotal role across the globe and even in India. Sir, being a lawyer, do you have can guide us for any legal strategy for their business they can implement?
Definitely. See, if you have to talk about any strategy or legal strategy, forget about anything. Just think, if you are a manufacturer or even if you are a service provider, you have some strategy for your business. If you manufacture something, you have a strategy to procure raw material. You have a strategy to recruit manpower. You have a strategy to increase your sales. You have a strategy to improve quality. In every sphere of your business, you have a strategy. So why not a strategy for legal? It is not that only litigation comes, then there only you will think about any litigation strategy. It is not so. If we talk about legal, that means legal as an entire system. Legal में केवल यही नहीं आता कि कोई कोर्ट में कोई केस है, that is only legal. It is not so. There are many things which you need to do, or even chartered accountant fraternity can also advise so that you are in the system. आजकल बच्चे लोग बोलते हैं system set करना है and all. So I'm not on that. I'm only on that कि everybody has to be in system. So if we are talking about system, then it starts with our each and every transaction. We cannot say कि okay 99 transaction we have carried out perfectly or correctly, and 1% we don't care. If you think, okay, in business we have to make money and make money anyhow, then if you are emphasizing, बोलते हैं ना गम्य तैयार है. If you are talking गम्य तैयार है, then think about legal as a part of that गम्य तैयार है, anyhow. Otherwise, if you are moving legal out of that any ecosystem of any business transaction, you will be in trouble. So first legal strategy will be keep your basics right. When you say basics right, that means you have to focus on your business transaction. Start to end. And what are the trouble points? What are the pain areas? What were the gray areas, or what were the bad experiences you had in the past? You can advise to your clients or the companies who are already into manufacturing or services. They can take a lesson out of that what has happened in the past. क्या problem हुआ था? Document it. My purpose of saying is take lesson from your past or bad experiences, good experiences. Do every business with document. Don't only say कि okay invoice दिया, supply हो गया, payment करना था. Focus to make contracts. Contracts is heart and soul of any business. If the big companies all over the world, not only in other parts of the world, but in India also, they are focusing more on the contracts. So why MSME is not thinking about contracts? It is very important कि purchase order से कुछ नहीं चलेगा. आपके contract proper contracts हो, पूरे terms condition proper हो, delay का provision हो, everything, supply का, quality defect का, कोई objection लेना है, quality control, you include each and everything. Don't only copy paste या download कर लिया कोई template and दे दिया, उससे भी वो भी एक बहुत bad strategy है. If you are really thinking of business, that means you are thinking to make money. And business means profit. This is known much better to you all. So you have to focus and you have to guide your client to make proper documentation. Because even what she was also telling, the documents, ultimately, even if you go for the loan also, ultimately everything, every story ends or starts with your documents. So everything is documented. Everything starts with a document, whether you do a digital documentation or hard copy documentation, whatever. But you have got to make contract, agreements, purchase orders with proper terms and conditions. अगर आप लोग नहीं बनाते हैं, वो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. Maximum, most of the companies are in trouble, whether it is MSME or any startup, they are in trouble because they have never focused on making documents, whether it is a shareholding agreement or any founders agreement, technology agreement, yeah, anything. You imagine anything, you have to document it. Don't treat it, okay, nahi, ye paper mein liya, kuch bhi banaya, dal diya. It won't help you. You have to focus on those things and you have to try to incorporate each and everything what is required. Otherwise, you will be creating document for more trouble. So focus on minute things, right from the procurement of your raw material to manpower, supply, everything. And document is know whatever is the legal implication, rather than having a litigation and then you going to the advocates or your chartered accountant that what is the next course of remedy available. Focus from the starting, what can be done. You focus on those things, there will be more troubles, more pain points. And of course, it is only about the money flow, how your cycle is moving. If your cycle is upset, it will also impact your loan financial health also. She has also aired lot many things. I don't want to reiterate. So ultimately, you have to focus on each and every business transaction. But to give legal one of the important factors. Don't, this is only an expense or okay, we will do it. It is self-medication is bad. Likewise, self-legal can be dangerous. You should understand what exactly has to be used in what manner, at what time. That has to be respected. If you really want to respect your business, it has to be done. So this legal strategy is a must. If you have a strategy for each and every part of your business, legal strategy you cannot avoid.
Great sir, great sir. It is that's why said हम जब लीगल की बात करते हैं, नकल में अक्ल जुइए. अगर कुछ भी हमने कॉपी किया चैट जीपीटी इसी से अगर हम वही पेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो हो सकता है बाद में मुश्किल हो सकती है सर.
If you want to be a copycat, then be a smart copycat.
Yeah. Sir, moving further with that thing, sir, MSME used to do business on a daily basis. But sir, can you guide that what do's and don't they have to take care of that for a smooth running of a business?
Yes, just like I was talking, whenever you are making any supply or you have finalized anything either to purchase raw material or any service provider service, make a proper document. Put each and every of your requirement. ऐसा नहीं है कि हाँ हमने बात किया था उसको बताया था. Words have no value when you end up in litigation. Nobody is going to justify, no, he is telling the truth or vice versa. You have to have everything in the document. And the first, if I will say, right from the procurement side, अगर कोई material, कोई quality है, put that quality in that particular document. If time is the main factor, give a deadline. Likewise, if you are supplying to some person, then put something that if there is any objection, you have to object within 15 days of the receipt of the service or receipt of the goods in whatever possible manner. But put deadlines. And the moment 15 days is triggered, drop a mail. We all are techno savvy. People love entertainment round the clock, 24 hours. You have mobile and a very obedient student nodding your head. You are using mobile. Everybody is obedient student. You can realize you are always nodding your head. So if you are that much obedient student, then why don't you drop a mail while being a very obedient student? Everybody has the same habit. Some may be doing lesser time or some may be only occupied with that. So if you have that spare of time to forward message and all, be serious for your business or advise your clients that please drop a mail or at least drop a WhatsApp. Such and such supply was made, 15 days are over, no objection received in writing, please make the payment. Even if he is a friend or he is an enemy, whatever, it's your choice. You can lament, but start writing, start communicating. Everything starts with words. If you are speaking, please write it. So that will be the smarter way to think, to keep the things under control. At least you know how you are putting your legal safeguard in place, and that is the biggest do and don't is also aligned, that if you fail to do this, or if you are buying something, if you are also, you may be MSME and you may be buying from the another MSME, that same system, if you have some objection on the quality of the service in whatever manner, object it, communicate it in writing within 15 days of that supply. Don't say, no, I have already talked with him over the call and said, I have accepted the material and I will make the payment. It is not so. 15 days is the reasonable time. The law has considered appointed day under the MSMED Act. You have a very stringent enactment to help MSME use it. Likewise, when you are using a mobile, you can just drop a mail or WhatsApp at least, such and such invoice, but write invoice number. Otherwise, a smart lawyer can say, for what you have written. If you have made supplies under 2 invoices or 3 invoices, for which invoice? So be specific. Your communication should be very specific, clear, very simple. And these are very simple things whereby you can safeguard your business interest.
Thank you, sir. Sir, being a CA in practice, we have a habit to adhere to timelines. Kabhi GST, kabhi TDS, kabhi income tax. Sir, we can guide these two clients very well.
Definitely. That's why I said CA fraternity can do
yes, sir.
Much greater work for the MSME.
Yes, sir. So moving further on this thing, you discuss about the agreements and documents, and it plays a major role even in preparing the legal strategies and all these things. So what is the importance of drafting a proper and good contract and agreement for the client? If you can put some point on that.
Yeah, definitely. See, there are many things. I tell you, recently, some gentleman has posted on LinkedIn, car valet parking. Everybody uses whenever you are going to any mall or any hotel or anywhere. So valet parking, there was one tag which was given. If any dispute, it will be subject to arbitration. Some may not recollect it. I have put a comment that arbitration flavor of arbitration has been used in such a casual manner without bothering if the car is stolen. So this is the classic example that what you are writing in what context without realizing, can it really help you? Now what it meant, see, arbitration cannot be invoked everywhere. अगर कार आपकी चोरी हो जाती है तो उसमें आप आर्बिट्रेशन क्या करोगे? It will be a criminal complaint. You will lodge a FIR. It was healthy to make all of us awake. So, disturbance. Okay, no problem. This is better.
Yes.
Ease of speaking. So, without realizing that अगर कार चोरी हो जाएगी तो उसमें आप आर्बिट्रेशन कहाँ से करोगे? So, किसी ज्ञानी इंसान ने उनको बोला होगा आर्बिट्रेशन लिख दो उसमें. So these are good bad examples. Just like we all know there was a Supreme Court decision in RERA, and particularly Shobha developer or something, that arbitration will be the only, which Supreme Court held no. Even you can go under Consumer Protection Act also. So that was another bad example. If you want to learn anything, learn from the bad examples. Then you will know, okay, these are the bad, so what is the right thing? So the importance of contract is, of course, everything is governed, whatever is written, that is Brahm Vakya. What is not written, it has no locus standi. You cannot say, I meant that. Nowhere. What is written is only written. So you have to know what you are writing, why you are writing, and for what you are writing. You are not writing for yourself. You are writing for the third person. One very important thing, any person, wherever we are communicating and writing, we are writing for the third person. We are not writing for ourselves, because we are ultimately communicating to that person. So unless that person is able to understand what we are going to communicate, it will not make any sense. It's very simple. So always remember, you are writing for the other person. If you write any Japanese language and you say, I have communicated, but वो भला इंसान जानता भी है Japanese, ठीक है, Google अंकल है, वो ट्रांसलेटर आपको हेल्प इनेबलर है, but you should know what you are exactly communicating. So mind your language, mind your words, and mind your intention for what you have communicated. There, the contract and what exactly is to be written in that contract, it matters the most. I give you one recent matter where I was arguing in Bombay High Court. There was an arbitration clause which said English law to apply arbitration in India. So that gentleman has written, okay, that he made an arbitration agreement and he made an application in Bombay High Court under Section 11 of Arbitration Conciliation Act. We contest it as a respondent that this does not constitute any arbitration agreement, because Section 7 says both the parties has to refer to any dispute to the arbitration. A will has to be there and it has to be reflected from that agreement itself. That was not coming out from this line. So it was only a passing remark what they have used it. So there you can understand why it is important, and ultimately the fate is known. They failed for the second time. So we should know what we are writing, and we should write everything in the contract considering or anticipating what can be the bad thing which can occur in this transaction, and if something happens, how we will counter it with this particular contract. So importance you cannot deny or neglect, otherwise you will be neglected from your legal remedies.
True, sir. Sir, it is said that there are two important stakeholders for any business. One is employee, which is even considered as an asset of the firm. Employees always say that it is an asset of the firm. But sir, it happens that sometimes they have better experience with respect to employee, and second is a vendor. So sir, is there any specific documents or some guidance that an MSME should focus on that thing, or we can guide them and which can help them in their business?
Yeah, definitely. It's a very important and very problematic thing. ITS companies, of course, facing the biggest trouble, and we already handling the biggest manpower company of India as well as biggest ITS company of India. So we have seen each and everything pan-India, what are the problems. Having said that, manpower, particularly the recruitment, particularly what we do, generally what we see, that people make a one-pager for appointment. Again, the same problem, without addressing the gray points or whatever the bad experience in recruitment or anything that where the confidential information is passed, or they carry out some side work, or many other things, many nuisances there. So for that, definitely you have to make a proper employment agreement, because employee is again a very important part of your business ecosystem. Just like you focus on manufacture, quality, supply, marketing, you have to be equally vigilant on recruitment of persons, how they will be coming to your system and what value they will be creating. If they don't, then what nuisances can be created and how to contain those things. So those should be well incorporated in your appointment letter, offer letter. it needs a meticulous consideration. You should have a HR policy in place and social media policy. It's very important. Many people are coming to trouble only due to these things, due to social media. Now the Digital Data Protection Act is already enacted. Of course, it will be notified, but there will be more trouble. Say if any data is compromised, you won't be even knowing what has been done by your employee. So appointment letter will be more, they have to be emphasized in a better way or in a more stricter manner than it used to be, especially when we are entering a data privacy regime. Data privacy regime, there as MSME is not an exception. Everybody will have to face the heat. So you have to incorporate each and everything. Particularly, you have to be a good anticipator. If you understand your business segment, business transaction, try to anticipate कि इसमें क्या हो सकता है, क्या problems हो सकती है. You don't have to be an astrologer, but you have to anticipate कि business में क्या problem होगी तो क्या हो सकता है, उसको कैसे मैं check कर सकता हूँ. Otherwise, it will be a trouble which you know it can happen, but you are not attending right now. It's your choice. You want to be troubled in future or you want to put troubles under control right now. So take an informed decision, incorporate everything while dealing with even your vendors also. The same things, anticipation is your lethal weapon for you. Just anticipate, jot down the things and then give it to a lawyer to draft an agreement. Agreement is not an expense. That is the biggest mistake. Not because I am a lawyer, so I am advocating for a contract. It is a must. That's why I say it is the heart and soul of any business. You cannot take it lightly. You should make your contracts a proper contract. It is an investment. What you should also communicate to your clients or any MSME business entity should realize it is a necessary investment. Your documents should be in place. Your documents will only safeguard you. Your documents will get a remedy for you. और documents नहीं हुए तो problem तब भी आपके लिए problem है. Take care of your documents.
Very well said, sir. So it is said that documents are not an expense. It is an asset or investment for a company, and we all have to guide our clients like that only. So moving further, so we all have faced COVID, and जब COVID आया तो 50 days तक कोई business नहीं कुछ भी नहीं, and even it had an effect for more than 1 year. So sir, where the accounts of people have become bad debts or they are unable to repay their amounts, and even they were not receiving from their customers and all these things. So is there any way where bad debts can be avoided on a legal manner, sir?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I already shared with you all. That the moment 15 days are over, under MSME Act also, the appointed date is there, acceptance is there, and then Section 15, Section 16, Section 22, 23, there are many things under MSME Act. Start using MSME Act. उद्यम certificate आप सबके पास है, MSME लेते ही हैं. We know that there are incentives in the bank also. So now moving forward, what you can do is, if in 15 days, if no objection or no quality dispute is created or any dispute is objected or any quality issue is raised by the receiver, then you have a clean case that they have got to pay, and the ceiling limit is 45 days. If anybody fails to pay within 45 days, the moment 45 days trigger is over, you are entitled for a compounded interest, and that will be 3 times of what RBI has fixed. Say if it is 6%, then 3 times you can understand 18%, and that too in a compounded manner. So the moment 15 days are triggered or कोई objection नहीं है, communicate them कि you make the payment. That is the first thing you can check that thing. If 45 days में अगर payment नहीं आता है, give a notice to them. I am a MSME. I am entitled to interest in terms of Section 15, Section 16, 3 times of the prevailing interest rate, you pay me. And give 2 weeks or even 10 days, whatever you want to, but reasonable will be 2 weeks. If they don't give, file a complaint. On Samadhan portal is there, start using that. It is a very simple portal. You can lodge a complaint online. MSME Council will be attending to that. MSME Council attend karke, then there will be a discussion. Both the parties will be before the MSME Council. They will try to reconcile. They will try to mediate. Agar if then it fails, then they may end up referring it to the arbitration. But then too it will be a faster than rather than struggling on those things. One has to time. आपको time देना पड़ेगा और time मतलब उसको time, you have to time it out. Yes, no. Now the things are over as per the law. I have to inform and I have to start recovery proceeding. That is the one thing, that is the smartest thing. Or even big companies are really afraid of MSME Act, क्योंकि उनके जो भी auditors होते हैं, you know all the income tax में भी जो आप interest अगर वो delay payment करते हैं, that is not admissible also. And auditors also object करते हैं कि this is not an eligible deduction. Right, so accordingly you should use it. That is the lethal weapon before you all. You can communicate your clients, make a system in place in those MSME that this invoice not paid, okay. It has to be sent in a written way, written notice, written communication. Everything should be in place, and thereby you can have at least check on these things. Yeah, please. Nothing. Whatever you have to simply communicate about this invoice, this amount, date, 15 days over, no objection. I am giving you pointers. You can write down. You have to pay me. And another thing is, there is a overriding clause that irrespective of anything contained, notwithstanding anything contained in the agreement, कोई agreement में अगर आप MSME हैं और आपके साथ agreement में लिखा गया है कि payment will be made after 90 days, MSME Act overrides everything. You don't have to think. Let them say anything. See, medium you can have lot of things. Interest you won't be eligible for. Micro and small, 3 times. That only. Otherwise, even if it is more than 1 crore, you can always opt for insolvency also. If there is no dispute of being as an operational creditor, you can also do that. But ultimately, main thing is you have to communicate. Because what happened, in a made-to-believe manner, if the other side knows that, okay, they are MSME, they may end up creating unnecessary stories, that on that day we met, we told you and all, though it has no evidentiary value because it is not in written manner. But then too unnecessary, why too? So these things you can always utilize.
Great, sir. So you said that 45 days एक period है in MSME Act, and after that even interest is 3 times everything is there. So there are many industries in India which pays after 45 days. Let's say textile industries have a period of 90 days, 120 days. There are many things. So sir, is there any way out? We can prepare some statutory contract or something like that where a person can waive off this thing or surpass this.
See,
not like this.
I tell you, I think आप लोग को सबको मालूम है. Some mail is sent by most of the company to ask the vendor whether they are MSME. Right? All of us must be knowing it. So when you are informing I am a MSME, they know the law. Auditors know. So already there are many, blocking points are in place. The only thing is what you have to do is you have to inform, I am here. Now I tell you, there is another trend. Because we are regularly giving opinion to many MNCs, so some consultant end up saying, you take a NOC, it will help you. कि कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, NOC दे दिया, कोई ये भी नहीं है, no due certificate दे दिया. It is not so. Law is very clear. Notwithstanding anything contained in any agreement, कोई problem नहीं है. We are having one arbitration which is going on very recently, last week only in the Bangalore. This is MSME. The amount was 39 lakhs, Rohit, 39 lakhs. Due to interest, it went to 5 crore 34 lakhs. We are eligible. We are for the MSME. So that client came, sir, 39 lakhs is there. How I can recover 39 lakhs? He was not aware. We informed him, you are only thinking about 39, seriously? Well, yes, 39. No other amount, nothing. When we calculated, then he was willing to believe, but not so easily. So we have to convince. Then thereafter, he came out with this heading, that heading. Oh, more. Dil mange more. So that has started. So likewise, interest is something, it's a very lethal act. It has overriding effect. People are not using it properly. And another important thing is, people are not aware about the jurisdiction also. They feel कि नो the supplier उसके invoice में लिखा हुआ है jurisdiction आपने दिया है वहाँ पे चेन्नई में, तो jurisdiction तो चेन्नई है. Nothing. You are registered here. You can do it online. So there are many smart things. It's all about learning and acting in a timely manner. That is what is our cumulative task to advise the client. Do it, use it. Otherwise, when the benefit is there, you are not going to take, and unnecessary you are becoming NPA or you are traveling for the loan and all. It can be very beneficial to all of us. We are also expecting that someday it will come, but will never come, as to my view. It's a made-to-believe story. It's only made-to-believe story. The law is very clear. 15 days means 15 days. Appointed date. अगर ऑब्जेक्शन 15 दिन में आ गया है तो क्लियर होने के बाद वापस 15 days. Except नहीं, it won't help him. It's only delaying tactics. Yeah, please. Not in this way, but definitely you can take up with the normal things, or even you can write to the embassy. There are many things. See, many times people are also worried that they may be blacklisted. You can take it with the Indian Chamber of Commerce in UAE. There are many things. You don't have to, but strategy has to be there. Ultimately, you have to write something. So those things have to be adopted. Not only, that's why I said that legal is not that only litigation case. It is the biggest myth. Legal means there are many, exploring many ways, making documentation, advice, opinions, what has to be done. Litigation is the one of the part of the entire legal thing. So there are many strategies can be. A case-to-case basis, it can be explored.
Great, sir, great. We can understand that now. All the members are getting interest because सबके लिए MSME is one of the practice area and core area, sir.
नहीं, वो actually का धमाका हुआ ना, सब जग गए.
So moving further, sir, हम जब भी सर कोई भी सर्विस देते हैं MSME को, we have noted that there are many dues which can be said as a bad debts or probable bad debts for them. So is there any easy or any ways where we can recover the probable NPA?
Yeah, that's right. See, we all are human beings, and most of the, नहीं मुझे doubt नहीं है, सब human being है. So why I said that, we have some common characteristics, I mean the nature. And demography teaches us a lot. If you are dealing with a buyer or a vendor, and particularly, I'm not prejudiced with any territory or something, but it is all about, you see demography, how they behave, what are their dealing tactics, वो bad debts कैसे create करते हैं, कहाँ पे emotional बहाने मारते हैं, कहाँ पे फ़ोन उठाना गायब हो जाता है, वैसे वो common traits में आते हैं. तो you identify, अच्छा ये भाई साहब वो वाले लिस्ट में, identify, that will help you a lot, I tell you. आपको मालूम चल जाएगा कि ओके ये पर्सन यहाँ से डेमोग्राफी ये प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, ये भी आइडेंटिकल लग रहा है, हमको भी बहुत हेल्प करता है. टू मेक लीगल स्ट्रैटेजी इट हेल्प्स लाइक एनीथिंग. बिफोर गिविंग अ लीगल नोटिस ऑल्सो मेनी टाइम व्हाट वी डू, जो समीर आपने पूछा, व्हाट वी डू इज वी एडवाइज, वी मेक अ सेमी लीगल लेटर, नॉट अ डायरेक्टली लीगल नोटिस. दीज आर द स्ट्रैटेजीज कि वो क्लाइंट उनको पहले सर्व करता है, समथिंग इज गोइंग, then reminder, then we come into picture, we send a legal notice, then another one reminder. But most of the time we felt what you communicate matters the most, in what way you have communicated, right? Just like how Kapil Sharma cracks a joke, same joke if you will crack or I will crack, we will not be getting that response from the public. So that matters. So how you spell out what is being communicated. So वो आप करके, और वो regularly, it's a money flow or bad debts का chances, probability is a continuous fact. It is not that कि आपने एक महीना उसमें focus किया बाकी time भूल गए. It's a regular process. You have to be in that framework. अगर आप manufacturing कर रहे हैं, constantly manufacturing कर रहे हैं, तो अकॉर्डिंगली आपका फोकस भी होना चाहिए कि कोई बैड डेट नहीं बने, कोई डिलेड पेमेंट नहीं हो, और जो आपके मालूम है कौन सा डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, कौन से फ्रेंचाइजी या कौन सा स्टॉकिस्ट डिले करता है, किसके चेक बाउंस होते हैं, जो चेक बाउंस करा के वो तुरंत पेमेंट कर देता है, साथ में ऑर्डर भी देता है. सो वो उसके टैक्टिक्स है, वापस फ्री में ले जाने का, पेमेंट बाद में देने का. यू हैव टू डिसाइड. देयर आर मेनी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स लाइक दैट. There are different ways how to get a undue credit period. So in that way you can devise, you can communicate. Even आपका बहुत अच्छा relation हो, सालों से आप काम कर रहे हैं, but in communication start communicating on a regular basis. ये आपके bad debts को control करने में help करता है. और कहीं पे आपको लग रहा है कि ओके ठीक है, lip service ज़्यादा हो गई, he is only committing with sometimes genuine problems or sometimes only problems. Start taking action. Don't delay it. क्योंकि कई लोग बहुत स्मार्ट होते हैं. एक केस में आई थिंक किसी का, या इन दुबई ओनली, वन पर्सन वाज टेलिंग, वहाँ पे एक लॉ है कि आप कोई प्रॉपर्टी परचेस करते हैं तो उस पीरियड में आपको पेमेंट नहीं किया, और तो मतलब इट विल, द टाइटल विल बी इन देयर नेम, समथिंग व्हाट ही वाज टेलिंग. आई हैव नॉट रेड दैट, इट्स अ डिस्क्लेमर फ्रॉम माई साइड, इज नॉट दैट आई एम सेइंग एनीथिंग. सो दैट जेंटलमैन एंड अप गिविंग अ चेक एंड सेइंग कि मैं जब बोलूँगा तब आप चेक डालना. एंड बिफोर 2 days इसको पर्सन को डाउट हुआ, जो सेलर था होटल का, तो उसको लगा कि ये लगता वो लॉ को यूज़ करके ये मेरे प्रॉपर्टी ले लेगा, तो उसने वो चेक डाल दिया, बाउंस हो गया, बच गया वो. अदरवाइज दे वर हैविंग वेरी गुड रिलेशनशिप, और वो जो बायर आया था वो भी किसी नोन के थ्रू आया था. So people use this type of strategy. They know the loopholes of the law. Okay, मैं चलो I will play. So कहने का मतलब है we have a limitation 3 years. कई लोग होते हैं चलो पेमेंट कर रहे हैं थोड़ा, उनको मालूम है 3 साल कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, मेरे कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. They have not acknowledged debt also. So there are many things. अगर आप लॉ नहीं जानते हैं तो सामने वाला लॉ जान के उसका मिसयूज़ भी कर लेगा, राइट? जैसे आप लोगों ने अभी देखा ही होगा, 2-3 दिन पहले एक डॉक्टर साहब फॉरेन से आए हैं, वो इंडिया में काफ़ी पैसा उन्होंने एक्सटॉर्ट किया है. सर्च करिएगा, व्हाई शैल आई सेल एवरीथिंग. कुछ क्यूरियोसिटी भी रहनी चाहिए. वो दिल का भी डॉक्टर है और रियली दिल का काम कर रहा है. 4.7 crores. So they know loopholes. The offender knows loopholes more than us, and the smart guy know more, and he is only targeting doctors, most of them cosmetic surgeon or cosmetic guy, something like that. So it all about strategy. Exactly, exactly, very right.
So very well said, and said is always said. That's CA. We are many times a soft target. We are highly educated in the society, but sometimes it happens that now we are soft target in many ways. So obviously we have to keep our emotions aside. That can be work out in our personal life, but not in a professional life. Moving further, sir. Sir, being a CA, अगर हम 80% पब्लिक से पूछें सर, जो CA नहीं है या लीगल नहीं प्रोफेशनल्स नहीं है, they will say ऑडिट कौन कर सकता है, CA कर सकते हैं. And we used to do many audits, like statutory, internal, time audits, many audits are there. But sir, is there anything, a kind of a legal audit, and where MSME can be helpful with that? Because I am not doing that thing. We are doing a many audits, but not like that. So I have heard somewhere about that. So sir, if you can guide.
That's right. आप लोग ने सबने सुना होगा लीगल ऑडिट बैंक में करवाते हैं, जो भी लोन पेड है उसको भी ऑडिट होता है.
Title of the document.
टाइटल वो तो लोन के पहले होता है, बाद में भी लीगल ऑडिट होती है. नाउ लीगल ऑडिट एवरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन शुड डू, क्योंकि क्या होता है कई कंपनीज आती हैं, आप लोग भी देखते होंगे, बोलते हैं कि नहीं अब हमको ऑर्गेनाइज करना है, ऑर्गेनाइज वे में करना है. तो दे आर रियलाइजिंग फ्रॉम देयर बैड एक्सपीरियंसेस. सो लीगल ऑडिटिंग इज समथिंग पुटिंग अ सिस्टम इन प्लेस. द सिस्टम विल बी डॉक्यूमेंट्स एट द फर्स्ट प्लेस, एंड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन of whatever system made through those documents is the second thing. So legal audit is something where you can know what are your grey points, कि आपके right from the starting, कि आपके कई चीज़ें हैं, जैसे कि आपको बताऊँ कई जगह ऐसा भी issues हैं, right, I will say from the GIDC perspective, GIDC में कि कोई टैक्स म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन भी ले रही है कई जगह और उसी का GIDC भी ले रही है. People are not aware, they are paying for what? When you are under the ambit of GIDC, only GIDC has to take from you, but you are ending up paying to both of them for the same thing. That is again, if it is audited, then it will come to know why this amount is. Because just like he said, is right, on financial part, tax part, he will be auditing. The legal audit will be know that, okay, what are the laws and what are the implications. So it will be like that, okay, आप यहाँ पे ये पे कर रहे हैं, headings, you can have headings, okay, under what heading you are paying this. People say कि नहीं ये तो हम सालों से पे कर रहे हैं, but it doesn't mean कि आप सालों से पे कर रहे हैं तो वो सही हो जाता है, या सालों से कोई आपसे collect कर रहा है तो वो सही हो जाता है. If you know that it is not, it is illegal, nobody can collect it. Even the tax also cannot be collected twice. Article 265 is there. So accordingly, you know that. Then accordingly आपके इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग मैटर है जो व्हाट वी आर कंटेस्टिंग इन हाई कोर्ट फॉर वन ऑफ द कॉरपोरेट. एक डिस्कॉम ने एक कंपनी में गए और उन्होंने बोला आपने सोलर रूफटॉप लगा रखा है, आपने मीटर नहीं लिया हमसे, उसको सील कर दिया, और जितने भी सोलर यूनिट्स बने हैं उसका 1 करोड़ डिमांड कर दिया कि ये इलीगल है, अनऑथराइज यूसेज. सोलर से आपने यूनिट आपने बनाई, सोलर यूनिट्स कोई डिस्कॉम नहीं बनाती. डिस्कॉम मतलब जो भी प्रोवाइडर है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, जो भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करती है, वो नहीं बनाते. दे वर पेइंग. सो इट इज़ समथिंग अनऑथराइज यूसेज, वो नहीं होता है. तो लॉट ऑफ रॉन्ग थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन. सो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी मैंने बताया, इसका बताया, फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट में भी देर आर मेनी थिंग्स, देर आर मेनी पेनल्टीज विच यू आर एंड अप पेइंग. आप पे कर रहे हैं, आपको ही नहीं मालूम है कि ये रियली लगती है नहीं लगती है. छोटे छोटे नॉर्म्स हैं, इफ़ यू डोंट फॉलो बहुत हेफ्टी पेनल्टी है. और एक छोटी सी चीज़ अगर आप वहाँ पर नोटिस नहीं लगाते हैं उसके कारण भी सेक्शन 192, 191 आपको जेल तक हो सकता है. जो ऑक्यूपायर है 6 मंथ मैंडेटरी है, ऐसा भी नहीं और है. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जो लीगल ऑडिट में ये सब आ जाती है. ओके, आप क्या इस एक्ट में क्या कंप्लायंस किया है, तो एवरी वन शुड डू. इसलिए मैंने बोला लीगल केवल लिटिगेशन नहीं है. इफ़ यू रियली वॉन्ट टू, गमे त्यारे, इसलिए मैंने बोला रोकड़ी करवानी છે, गमे त्यारे तो रोकड़ी करवानी છે. प्रभु तमें जो तो खरा कि लॉ में क्या है, उस तरह से लीगल ऑडिट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देन व्हाट आर योर डॉक्यूमेंट्स, अगेन द सेम स्टोरी. लाइकवाइज आपको अगर डेट है तो आप क्या एक्शन लेते हैं. कोई अगर टाइम बार्ड होने वाला है, आपको मालूम चल सकता है कि 3 साल होने वाला है, या अभी 2 साल कोविड पीरियड में एक्सक्लूडेड था, 5 साल भले हुए हैं, 2 साल उसको हटा के फिर भी 3 साल बन रहा है. तो दीज थिंग्स, मेनी थिंग्स कैन कम आउट इन द ऑडिट, लीगल ऑडिट.
Great, sir, great. So moving further on that thing, so discuss about MSME Samadhan portal. So can you guide much more on that part and how we can use it or a tool to recover our bad debts or something like that, sir?
आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ थिंग्स आई हैव ऑलरेडी शेयर्ड. कि एक तो जुरिसडिक्शन, उसमें कुछ नहीं है. एनी पर्सन हुएवर इज रजिस्टर्ड एट एनी प्लेस, इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एनी डॉक्यूमेंट, जुरिसडिक्शन का, आपके सप्लाई का या बायर के सप्लायर का, बायर का मतलब. और ये समाधान का ये जो पर्टिकुलरली आपको है, वेयर यू हैव टू कलेक्ट मनी नॉट एज ए बायर, तो वो सप्लायर का है. अभी एक दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट का डिसीजन भी एक उसी तरह से आया. तो वो एक टाइमली आप एक तो करें. लिमिटेशन वहाँ पे भी है कि आप ऐसा नहीं कि आपका 3-4 साल निकल गया, 3 साल निकल गया, फिर उसके बाद आप जा रहे हैं. इफ़ यू आर स्लिपिंग ओवर योर राइट, लॉ नेवर हेल्प्स. और बाकी बहुत सिंपल है. डॉक्यूमेंट, इनवॉइस, आपने किससे सप्लाई किया था, कोई ऑब्जेक्शन है, आपको सेल्फ डिक्लेरेशन है, सर्टेन डॉक्यूमेंट्स विच एनीबडी कैन अंडरस्टैंड वेरी इजीली, वेरी सिंपल. तो देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स ऑल्सो इन पब्लिक डोमेन. तो सिंपल पूरा स्टेप्स हैं, वेरी इजी, एनीबडी कैन अपलोड.
Thank you, sir, for that. Sir, आपने, yes, he may.
See, I tell you, I have already aired it that NOC is a very bad advice. Whoever is giving, we are regularly giving legal opinion, written opinion, that if any person or any consultant or even any advocate is also advising that you take no due certificate or any sort of NOC, it will waive nothing. Section 16 is saying very categorically, notwithstanding anything contained in any agreement. So even if any piece of document also which you call it no due certificate, NOC, it is not going to help them at the first place. Now the coming to the second thing is only the business part. It's your business call, business decision. Their law cannot help. It's up to you whether you want to use it. No, that's right. I know that. I know that. I give you one example. There is an arbitration which going on after the appointment of an arbitrator, and that contractor is dealing with only one government undertaking. It's a very big, नवरत्न में ही आते हैं, आप समझ लीजिए. So they were saying कि सर मेरा टेंडर में मेरा नाम आने वाला है. If I will submit the claim, then I will lose that. See, when they are conscious कि arbitration start हो गया है, arbitrator appoint हो गया है, already हो गया है, और अब claim आपको file करने का इतना time है, can you really make such type of even particular anticipation? They know that. तो वो एक business call है, इसमें nobody can help. Ground reality is there, I know that. Otherwise you won't be even allowed.
I think this is the reason why Samadhan portal at the time of launching, I think it was launched in 2019 if I am not mistaken.
Almost.
It was, yes, it was not really doing good in last 4 years just because MSME sellers, they do not willing to go to the legal channel.
That's why I said it's only a business call. But it is not everywhere. People are taking, now people have started using it very aggressively. Even for the smallest of the thing they are writing. Because financial crunch is the biggest crunch. And the problem of money can be solved only with money. There is no other solution. So for that, you have to decide whether do or.
In continuation to him, normally you say any litigation with strategy. So what could be the strategy for this problem where money can also come? and the legal issues also cannot be addressed.
See, I tell you,
From your
this is a situation which I always call that you have a son-in-law, which is a very sensitive relationship, right? So how you will deal with that particular person? So that's why I say that is the emotional decision when it comes to son-in-law. But where this type of decision is there, it will be a business decision how you are going to. Otherwise, the path is very clear, either this way or that way. There is no highway.
No in between.
So very well said. And everyone will feel that thing. पैसों की कीमत पैसा ही पूरी कर सकता है, उसकी ज़रूरत और कोई नहीं कर सकता सर. That's the most important thing. So when talking about the same dispute resolution की बात हुई सर, we have talked about MSME समाधान portal. So when talking about arbitration, and you are answer expert for that. So what is the procedure, if you can guide us on that even, which can be helpful to many?
Yeah, arbitration, see, firstly you should have a proper agreement. And in an agreement, a particular clause that if there is a dispute or even differences, you have to use the word which cannot be resolved. I am giving a very layman language. It has to be written in a proper manner, resolved. Then both the parties will refer this dispute or differences to an arbitrator. Then you can write whether it is a sole arbitrator or two arbitrators, and then two arbitrators will decide or select their umpire, third arbitrator, and seat and venue. कहाँ पे? जैसे I will just give you an example. If you are dealing with some international buyer, तो वो आप India, and the seat can be Ahmedabad. Everything has to be written as clear as daylight. उसमें कोई ambiguity नहीं होनी चाहिए. That is the first thing. That complies your Section 7 requirement, Section 7 of Arbitration and Conciliation Act. Then you have to send a notice to the other person if there is a dispute. अच्छा, one more thing I tell you, there has to be really a dispute. Merely अगर कोई किसी ने पेमेंट नहीं किया है और आपने केवल एग्रीमेंट में केवल लिखा है डिस्प्यूट या डिफरेंसेस भी लिखा हुआ है, तो वो केवल पैसा रिकवरी के लिए आर्बिट्रेशन नहीं, क्योंकि दैट अदर लॉयर विल डेफिनेटली पॉइंट आउट देयर इज नो डिस्प्यूट, इट्स ओनली पेमेंट. हम तो बोल रहे हैं पेमेंट देंगे. So there are also case law like that, right? So you have to understand, then you have to give him a notice, you pay with all the things what has transpired, and then demand money with a reasonable period of time given to him. If they fail, then you can inform, okay, we suggest this to be an arbitrator. If you give your acceptance, let us know. Or you can suggest certain. If there is nothing transpire, both parties fail to accept an arbitrator or number of arbitrator, whatever is written in that contract, then you have Section 11 application which has to be filed in High Court, particularly if it is Indian arbitration, right? If it is international, then whatever is the institutional or any country, if seat and venue, again it has to be seen.
Great, sir. So is arbitration a costly affairs or what? If you can guide on that part.
Definitely, it is a costly affair, but you have to decide whether you consider, okay, your money is not coming, dispute is there, that is costlier to you, or paying litigation, this arbitration fees is costlier. It's your business call. But ultimately, you can understand it is a time-bound process. Otherwise, if you have more faith in other system, then go on with the time phase and all.
So you said about other systems or something like that. So sir, MSME have few options on that part. So which is better, civil suit or arbitration?
See, if there is a contract of arbitration, then civil courts are ousted. You cannot go to civil court. But if there is no arbitration agreement, then definitely you have to go to the civil court. Or if it is more than 1 crore, no dispute, as an operational creditor, you can always adopt insolvency and bankruptcy court. Though It is often said that it is not a recovery forum, but I am yet to see why people are going other than the recovery.
Sir, can you please demarcate few of the points between civil suit and, because it's a very thin line between both the things. In arbitration, that something like.
See, arbitration, I tell you, arbitration is something which is a very systematic. There are phases, time-bound manner, right? Whereas civil suit, again, there are many things. Civil procedure code is there, time of reply, time of evidence. Oh, there are many other things. So you have to see. But in arbitration, again, systematic time-bound process. So it's a very exhaustive topic, both of them. If you try to explain with examples and all, it will take much more time.
Great, sir, great. So what should be the techno-commercial legal strategy for MSME to foresee and avoid disputes? As you have said, my counterpart, that MSME want to avoid the disputes many times. So sir, what strategy they can build?
So strategy I have already shared. In fact, coincidentally, we have all the question answer session in this session itself. So most of the people are exhausted with their question. So repeating at the cost of repetition, let us try to understand what exactly is the transaction. So how you are starting your transaction. So from the starting point, whatever you have to see 3-4 headings, major headings. Buying side, how you consider, because every buyer is a seller and every seller is a buyer. Ultimately, you end up buying something. Even you are selling something else, but you are buying something to use and to manufacture or supply, or even you are a service provider. You are not without buying something, some service or goods from other, you cannot complete that service also. So you identify that firstly what are the aspects. If I will say techno, commercial, legal, then what are the technical angle of that? If you are buying, whether it is complying with the technical aspect. If you have to use it and then supply, whether it is complying with the technical aspect. Because these techno, commercial, legal are all incidental or interconnected. It is not that, no, okay, it's only technical side, only technical person. It is not so. Ultimately, if you have a bad quality of service or goods, the particular problem will flow again to the entire organization. So you have to see, you have to ensure that your technical things are in place. For that, you should have to have system. And again, it will lead to your document. You should have a document in place, right from, say, if I will talk about the quality, then whether the third-party inspection is there. Most of the people end up in contract or whatever you are supplying, civil construction, there will be a quality aspect. So whether third-party compliance is there, or you have your particularly quality check, then document it. If you are buying, particular quality material has been supplied to you, or the services have been supplied well in time, put it. If there is a further impact on your supply time, ask, otherwise there will be a penalty. The buyer may be putting a penalty clause, maybe LD in a contract, whatever. So it is interconnected. Start communicating. The very first, very important thing is start communicating. And communication should be in written manner. Not only that I called and he said, okay, no problem. That is the biggest problem. That somebody has told you no problem, that is the biggest problem. Unless it comes in a written manner, a reply from that particular person, there is still a problem. So the person who has said no problem may not be there in that organization. Then who said, who said? Nothing. I cannot take a call merely because somebody has committed. Same thing happens in marketing also. Your marketing person, your salesperson may be committing something. Many times giving in writing. So you should have system to check those things. Then only you can you can be in a better framework where you can avoid litigation. So these are the things. And then now data privacy again. What data you are collecting, how you are using it, and for what purpose you are using it. If it is being used or it is being shared, that will be very, very dangerous. So people have to understand what are the law, their implication. And I tell you all, we have seen the changes in law more proactively since 2015. I will give you examples. Arbitration Act went a sea change in October 2015. On 1st December 2016, we have Insolvency and Bankruptcy Court. On 1st July 2017, we have Goods and Services Tax Act. And likewise, Consumer Protection Act again now came with a different avatar. It has more stringent provisions. Then data privacy, again the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023. So there are many changes which are going on. So you cannot rely upon the same old documents, same old strategy. You have to realize it is not though क्योंकि आपके past में कोई problem नहीं हुआ अभी भी नहीं होगा. It is not so. If it is so, why you are going for a medical insurance? Why you are going for a term life insurance? That's why. Realize it. If you want to be in system or you want to ensure you don't create debts and bad debts. Because see, try to understand debts and bad debts. Journey is long, but very fast. कब debt से bad debt बन जाए, you never know. So it's a constant process. आपको constantly आपको advice भी करना है और companies को constantly review करना है कि yes, how I have to recover.
True, sir, true. Sir, you have delivered in a very lucid manner, sir. Sir, we have 5 minutes more. If any member have any query or anything, you can ask friends.
That's why I said that most of the queries are already exhausted. I'm sorry I have not let you all sleep.
Yes, please. That's a specific question for protection of us.
Production hours.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a very important thing. ऐसा तो क्या CA fraternity को बहुत सारी चीज़ें करनी चाहिए. जैसे लास्ट टाइम मैंने शेयर किया था, उन्होंने पूछा था डिजिटल सर्टिफिकेट कि हमारे पास ही आप लोग के पास ही रहता है. सो वेन एवर यू आर गोइंग टू यूज़ इन्फॉर्म कि आई एम गोइंग टू यूज़ इट, प्लीज़ एक्नॉलेज. ऑलवेज मेक ए हैबिट. टेक देयर कंसेंट इन राइटिंग. अदरवाइज समवन एंड अप इन सेइंग कि नो ये मेरे बिना पूछे उसने यूज़ किया. Right. First thing, please tell your other colleagues also, fraternity members. Second thing, definitely you should also always write, communicate. बहुत अच्छे relation होंगे, mail में डाल दीजिए. Whatever is going on, we cannot particularly कोई point कर सकूँ मैं. General way में you can understand what sort of transaction is going on. Start writing on mail. चाहे आपको कोई डॉक्यूमेंट उनसे मांग रहे हैं या ऑडिट के डॉक्यूमेंट मांग रहे हैं, जैसे समीर भी हमको डाल देते हैं मेल में. सो रिमाइंडर और एनीथिंग जो कि सेंसिटिव है. दूसरी चीज़ क्या है कि अभी जैसे जीएसटी का, जीएसटी इज़ ऑल्सो वन ऑफ माई कोर एरिया. आई कुड नॉट टच एंड आई कुड नॉट शेयर विथ यू. जीएसटी में अगेन देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ लाइबिलिटीज़, लॉट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ विल बी देयर. और जैसा आई हैव ऑलवेज सेट, जीएसटी में जो इम्प्लीकेशन और लाइबिलिटी जो आने वाली है, इट विल सरपास एनी टैक्स रेजिम ऑफ इंडिया, स्पेशली इन इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स. चाहे आप मॉडरेट का बोलें, सेनवेट का बोलें. जस्ट ऑडिट हैज जस्ट स्टार्टेड. यू विल हैव एवरी फ्लेवर ऑफ लिटिगेशन. तो उसमें लिटिगेशन में इतनी ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम होंगी. तो इफ़ यू हैव एडवाइज देम समथिंग, पुट इट ऑन मेल कि आपने ये नहीं किया है या असेसमेंट में ये वैल्यूशन का इशू है, जो भी है, यू पुट देम ऑन मेल. ठीक है, इट इज़ सेंसिटिव थिंग, बट एटलीस्ट यू इन्फॉर्म देम. प्रॉब्लम बहुत होने वाली. दे शुड नॉट एंड अप सेइंग कि आपने मेरे को ये बताया नहीं, ये वैल्यूशन का मतलब बोला था, कब बोला था, किसको बोला था. क्योंकि इसमें प्री डिपॉजिट के प्रोविजंस बहुत स्ट्रिंजेंट है और लाइबिलिटी इस तरह से आने वाली है कि कुछ भी आ सकता है। 129, 130 इज एवरीबडी इज़ अवेयर ई वे बिल के किस तरह से प्रॉब्लम आए। तो इसमें आप जो प्रोविज़न, जो लॉ, जो रूल, जो इनैक्टमेंट एक्ट देखेंगे, सब में आपको डिस्प्यूट्स के पूरे अलग अलग टाइप के दिखेंगे। तो वो एक एंगल है, आपको डेफिनेटली यू हैव टू पुट। और फिर डेटा प्रिवेसी में अगेन आई विल से, आप जो इन्फॉर्मेशन ले रहे हैं कि आपने ये पर्पज़ के लिए मैं ले रहा हूँ और आई हैव यूज्ड इट, उसको इन्फॉर्म कर दें ये मेरा हो गया और आपको मैंने रिटर्न कर दिया। लेकिन डेटा प्रोटेक्शन में वेरी बिग थिंग्स विल कम, बहुत स्ट्रिंजेंट पेनल एक्शन आने वाला है इसमें। तो वो उसको आप लोग खास ध्यान रखिए, क्योंकि आप लोग के पास सारे इन्फॉर्मेशन रहते हैं। यू ऑल आर सिटिंग ऑन डायनामाइट ऑफ डेटा and we all, every person is literally creating 1.7 MB of data per second. Yeah, please. Yes, there are waiver. They cannot charge for MSME, registered MSME. Yes, definitely. If they are not giving, you point out. अब आपने अच्छा हुआ वो पूछा। एक रिसेंटली एक ऐसा हुआ कि एक बैंक से दूसरे बैंक में ट्रांसफ़र हुआ, सीसी लिमिट ट्रांसफ़र हुआ, और उसमें क्या किया कि बैंक के कंपनी के डॉक्यूमेंट्स उनके पास ही पड़े हुए थे, और उन्होंने क्या दिखा दिया कि आपने दूसरे का पेमेंट करके किया है तो इसलिए आपको वेवर नहीं मिलेगा। और दे एंड अप पेइंग आई थिंक 13 lakhs एंड अनदर 14 lakhs, टोटल 27 lakhs। दे केम टू अस ओनली फॉर द पर्पज़ के साथ मेरे को डॉक्यूमेंट दिला दो वरना मेरा वहाँ चला जाएगा। दे वर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट इट। ऐसा कि दे कैन नॉट चार्ज बोथ ऑफ देम, देखिए वो लोन तो आपका ऑलरेडी लैप्स हो चुका, उन्होंने रिन्यू किया ही नहीं है, तो फोरक्लोजर चार्ज तो वो वैसे भी नहीं ले सकते, और वो जो बाकी चार्जेस लिया वो भी नहीं ले सकते। तो देन वी एंड अप, हाँ प्री क्लोजर की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं। जब वो लैप्स हो गया, ऑलरेडी लैप्स हो गया, तो उसका प्री क्लोजर कहाँ से होगा? आपका टेन्योर होता है ना। तो दीज आर द माइन्यूट थिंग वेयर यू कैन ब्रिंग अ गुड रिलीफ। सो देन वी मेड अ रिप्रेजेंटेशन, दे रियलाइज देन से कि आप लोग फिर बाकी काम से नहीं कंटेस्ट करेंगे, नहीं वाई शैल बी। The rest of then they reversed 13 lakhs. For 14 lakhs, we have gone to ombudsman. So these are the things.
Sir, thank you for guiding us in a very detailed manner, taking all the questions from my side, from yours, and even from all the members. And sir, one thing is very much clear with us: legal makes an impact, whether it's an MSME, it's a CA, or anything else, sir. बोलते हैं सर, जब लीगल की बात आती है फुल स्टॉप और कॉमा में पूरी बातें चेंज हो जाती है, वो बात है। एंड सर, ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ अहमदाबाद ब्रांच, माई सेल्फ CA Samir Chaudhary sir is grateful and thank you to you to come over here and guided us in a very good manner, sir. And even sir, in future we'll take your service, that I am sure of that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Friends, it's already